we chose that competitor the first prize. Encouraging imagination. That imagination, now you exercise, you try your imagination yourself. Just imagine. Write fictions. Only thing I remind, the science fiction is a very known procedure. You do that, you can write your own science fiction. I'm encouraging writing social fiction. Science fiction is known. You do what we do. Science comes, you develop something and get something done by that. But nobody has social fiction. Social fiction is what kind of world as human beings would like to have together. What will be the interaction with each other? What is it collectively we want for us? What kind of business world, what kind of economic world, what kind of political world? Everything is imagination. You don't have to look at what they do every day. You look what you are thinking in an imaginary world. Because if you imagine, that social system will emerge. Because everyone say, hey, this is a good idea. Let's do it. Let's try it. So I'm emphasizing social fiction. What was the imagination that I was trying to let people know? That's what you've shown the book here, World of Three Zeros. That's an imagination, the fiction. But if it touches you, oh, that makes sense to me. So don't ignore it. If you don't like it, it's okay. If you don't like it, world of 3 zeros, you make it world of 100 zeros, your world of no zeros, whatever you want. But imagine it. Don't just say, this is rubbish. Okay, it's rubbish. But create your imagination, what kind of world you want. The reason I wrote about 3 zeros, very simple. First part of it is about the civilization that we have on this world today, that we are part of the civilization. As young people, we'll be rebelling against that civilization. That's a natural thing for young people to do. Reject and rebuild. Or start from completely different context. But if you don't do that, you fail in your generational responsibility. You may be best student in the class, you may be very perfect in your professions, but as a generation, you have not delivered where we want to go as a human race. That's our responsibility. We have to. So I came to the conclusion in my first part of the story, the civilization that we are going through is a self-destructive civilization. We cannot protect ourselves from the civilization. This civilization will kill us completely. We know that, but we ignore it. Okay, today is fine. They are talking about something which probably will never happen. You just ignore, make us comfortable. They say the environment is going into the direction that will destroy this whole planet. And in the process, we'll be destroyed. Because we created a civilization based on waste creation, if I can make it a simple statement. Every day we are creating waste. And every behavior that we promote is a waste-creating behavior. So to put it simply, we say, if not anything else happening, will be put under the grave of waste that we created. We will be buried under the waste. So much waste we are creating. Because economy and the system, social system, promotes you to always accumulate. The main point in the economy is buy, buy, buy. You continue to buy. They always encourage you to buy. They never ask, what did you do with the one that you bought yesterday? They're pushing you. They're bombarding you. Buy, buy, buy. They create occasions so that you don't forget to buy more. We turn occasions as a kind of buying spree. Let it be Christmas, birthday, Eid, whatever. They jump in. Buy, buy, buy. This is the occasion to buy. They invent Father Days, Mother Days, Uncle Days, Auntie Days. Make you buy. Don't ask what you do with it. When you buy, you say, no, buy a pair. It's cheaper. See? Forcing you to buy more. Or buy on those days, we have a big discount. Always forcing you to buy. What you do after that, that's not their responsibility. The more we buy, the closer we get to the ultimate day. So they give us a lifestyle built in to make waste all the time. Wearing the same dress again is a shameful thing. Why should you wear it? You wore it last time. Your friends saw you with that dress. You don't wear it anymore. So you have to buy another one because I'm going to meet the same friends. See? It got into your head. What do I do with the previous one? We don't know. Just throw it out. It happens. It takes the resources and then most of it indestructible. It doesn't get destroyed. Particularly items like plastic and so terrible. But keep on doing that. To sum up all I'm saying, we have created civilization which is self-destructive. It's taking us to the ultimate destruction. We destroy ourselves. So we had to imagine again. It's not something you decree tomorrow and the president of the country signs it from today to that. It's not about that. It's about lifestyle change, how we behave, how we do, what kind of thing. Wearing the same dress 50th time, we'll celebrate it. We'll have celebration that I'm wearing this shirt for 50th time. It's not like that. I only used once. That's the thing to be applauded today. What should have been the other way? That I'm wearing it 50th time. This is the shirt my fathers used to wear. And I'm wearing. My daughter is getting ready to grab it. That's the relationship, right? The other way. Want to go. I'm just simplifying things. This civilization will be a victim of environmental disaster because we are not aware of it. We don't want to. We say, okay, nothing is happening. I don't see anything. These are just talks. It's not. It is real. Just because it comes in a slow motion doesn't simply you can just bypass it. No. The second one, that imagination of the world that I'm thinking, world of 3 zeros. One of the zeros called. First zero is zero net carbon emission. I don't want any carbon emission in my life. I don't want any carbon emission in my life. I don't want any carbon emission in the whole universe. So that we protect ourselves. This is a responsibility. Otherwise, we destroy ourselves. We talk about it, we write about it, but we carry on our life as if this doesn't apply to me. It's for somebody else. The second zero that I talk about, zero wealth concentration. You know all the wealth that we make globally? Every day we are creating new wealth. Have you ever asked, where does this wealth go? I know this has got big, he become a billionaire, he got multi-billionaire, he got millionaires, and we know that. But what does it mean to have become billionaires and surplus? Simple thing. Wealth that we create goes only one direction. It doesn't go in all directions. It goes only one direction. It goes to the top. Few people in the world pick up all this wealth to themselves. And we get the big headline, he's a billionaire, he's a super billionaire, and so on. This is not to be celebrated. This is something to feel sad about, angry about. What kind of economy have we built that wealth goes only in one direction? Wealth doesn't have any other direction. It has only one direction. It goes to the top. Because we created all the institutions around us, banks, policies, and all that part in your economics, all built to let the wealth in one direction. We tried to do it a little bit differently, to make a little space so that wealth can go downwards. Wealth goes to the top, and not only top, it goes to the top men. You don't hear about multi-billionaires women. You hear with men. So that's the direction wealth goes. So what we tried to do in a tiny way in our own campus, trying to have little wealth go in the direction of the bottom people. That became known as microcredit and all that. But that's minuscule, little segment, little piece of the huge mountain of wealth, which they will never see. Because system doesn't allow that. System push the wealth only on the top. You're going to stop that. Because the system is built, and we study, we go back and make it stronger, because you're a graduate from this university, you know everything. So you make sure it works in a more concrete way, strong way. It continues to do the same thing over and over again. The second zero is in a new civilization that we are trying to create. It should be zero wealth concentration. Wealth will not go in that system that we developed or we imagine. That's the imagination part comes, where wealth starts coming down to the people. Reverse the whole gear. See, you reverse in a car, you have a gear. It's going to the front. Now you reverse the gear, it goes to the bottom, back, comes to the people. Today, if you go to the entire world, if I'm generous, I can say 10% of the people in the world, 10%, owns 90% of the wealth of the world. 10% owning 90%. And that's not a just system. Tomorrow, it will be 9% owning 95%. That's the direction. And soon, very soon, maybe your generation, maybe close to your generation, 99% of the wealth will be owned by 1% of. That's the direction. You can't change it. So to put it in reverse gear. Wealth concentration. We want to build a civilization system. Universities design systems. So this is your responsibility. The super powerful generation that you are. And if you pay your attention, it will be done. It's not difficult then. Simply we don't pay attention to it. That's my grasp. That's the point I'm trying to bring it to you as young people. So reverse gear. So that everything will work in a reverse way, so the wealth will not go upwards at all. It will always come downwards. So the wealth is shared by everybody equally. By the system, not government order, by not some theory, not by some. It's automatic. It will do that in a way. It happens. And if you put into your mind into it, you are the genie. You'll create that. You don't have to wait for somebody in another university, big name university somewhere else. You don't have to. You are as good as anybody else anywhere in any university in the world. All you have to do, put your mind into it. It will happen. So zero net carbon emission, zero wealth concentration. This is a definition or a design or a kind of dream of a new civilization. Third zero that I'm talking about, zero unemployment. That comes in a very interesting way. I'm saying any employment is a wrong concept. Everybody will be very up in arms. What? Employment is a wrong concept. I said human beings are not born to work for somebody else. That's my position. Human beings are independent beings. That's what the Creator has created us. We are packed with all the knowledge, all the capabilities in the world to take care of ourselves and take care of everybody else in the world. Each one of us is equipped with that. But our theory, our textbook says, no, get ready, get a good grade, good degree from the best university like yours, and get the best job. And the world is done. Your job is done. This job is not done. You are thrown into the wrong direction. What you have done in the process, you have surrendered all your capability to change the world, change the thing. You don't think about it anymore because you got a job. You're trying to get the next promotion. That's all you're busy with. Please your boss. Get the next promotion. So you're in that trap. Promotion trap. Little achievement trap. You are a big human being who can change the whole world. You're struggling with a little thing in your house. That's it. That's what a waste. That's the point I'm bringing. That's why I'm calling you genie and all that, trying to encourage you to discover yourself. You are completely different. And then it's a job. It's not the destination of human being. It's a wrong thing. It's a legacy of slavery. It's another form of slavery. Why should I be a slave to take orders for somebody? Taking orders doesn't fit into human being. So they always rebelled against slavery. What then we do? I said, whole idea of business is wrong the way it is done. It creates slavery. Because it's all about profit maximization, wealth concentration. That's the trap. I say, all you have to do, shift it. Just one simple shift, everything can change. Instead of doing business to make money for myself, making myself, I have said that there's another path. It's a choice for you, anybody. I can do business to make myself rich. I can do business to solve and all the problems of the world. But we don't touch that. It's not even discussed in our textbook. We call it social business, another kind of business. Business to solve problem rather than make money for yourself. People get, oh my God, it's not possible. How can you do that? I said, it can be done. They said, no, making money brings so much happiness. I make so much money. Creating social business, I don't get that happiness. I said, yes, that's true. Making money in a conventional business, making money may be happiness. Making other people happy, making the whole world happy is a super happiness. So you have to judge which happiness you are looking for. Petty happiness to make wealth, be rich, or a huge, huge happiness. My one idea has changed the world. Everyone has more than one idea to change the world. But you never take the path because there's no market value. The market, quote unquote, is created for profit. So we create a new concept. What is the purpose of my life? How do I feel that I have done my duty? I feel complete, that I have a responsibility I have taken care of. That's the system. So these are the 3 zeros that we are talking about, creating a world of 3 zeros. Last point I'll make on that and conclude. Fine with 3 zeros. Like it, not like it, it's up to you. But think about it. You don't have to take anything that I say. All I'm doing, you have the power to change the world. Use it your way. But don't waste it away. Life is very short. You're already crossed the border of youth. Then gradually you'll be moving into careers and so on and so forth. And trapped into many other things. But this is the time, fertile ground to change the world. Come up with the idea, not by sword, change the world. Ideas will change. You created the idea and make the change. So this is where, on the 3 zeros, young people love it. When I talk about it, they want to know more about it. In the process, I came up with an idea that since they are interested to do that, I said, why don't you create 3-0 club? Simple idea. Get 5 young people together, young people meaning 12 years to 35 years. Boys, girls, whichever you want. get yourself 5 people, 5 of your friends together and create a 3-0 club. What do you do in the 3-0 club? Each member of the club promises to himself or herself, I will not in my work, in my daily work, contribute anything in carbon emission. If I'm doing the creating carbon emission now, 7 days a week, in everything I do, there's a lot of carbon emission is involved. I will make sure to begin with, I'll reduce it to 6 days a week. 1 day will be carbon free for me. I'll not do anything which creates carbon emission. If I'm successful, 2 days carbon free. If I'm successful, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week, and no carbon emission from me. So I'm carbon free all the time. This is the commitment I make, and it may take time. I can do it faster. It's up to me. It's my decision. I will not do anything which contributes to wealth concentration. It's possible. If I run business on a social business format, there is no wealth concentration because I don't make any profit for myself. My business is to solve the problem of the people. And that has no involvement with wealth concentration. So I will not contribute to wealth concentration. I will not contribute to employment because I'll be an entrepreneur. All human beings are entrepreneurs, not job seekers. That's a kind of flip side. So once I become free from carbon emission, wealth concentration, I become a 3-0 person. Entire 8 billion people are doing otherwise, but I make myself 3-0 person. I don't contribute to that. I'm free from that contribution. I'm not the cause of any of these problems. And if 5 of them do that, so 5 of the young people together decided, we are free, we are all 3-0 persons. So luckily now, thousands and thousands of young people signing up, going to their website and registered themselves at 3-0 clubs. Now about 45 countries have thousands of 3-0 clubs. We are not doing anything, simply tell them that we let us know, get your address so that you can talk to each other. So that could be just an initiative for yourself. It doesn't wait for anybody's permission or anything. But in the process, if it catches up, we can create the 3-0 worlds. It's not a simple imagination which can be translated in the beginning in a small way, but it can pick up the speed. Really create the 3-0 world. And if you have a 3-0 world, we have created a new civilization. That's the only way we can survive. Otherwise, we don't survive. Sorry to give you a kind of bad feeling about the world, but we have to be aware about where we are, and we have the power to change it. That's my emphasis point, that we are one single individual, one of you right here, can change the world forever. That's the power we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Younus. I think we could all agree that we can sit here for hours and listen to you speak about all these topics because of the vast experience that you've had over the years. So I'll start with one question and then we can take the questions from the audience. I think we've talked about the bigger picture, so I think maybe we need to narrow it down a little bit. So I was wondering, it's been 5 decades since the microcredit initiative. It's had a lot of impact in many countries like the US and Bangladesh and other places. But focusing on the first zero of zero poverty, how do we go there from increasing inequality and increasing poverty in the world? And what can microcredit do specifically if the structural causes of poverty, like you said, rampant consumerism, people feeling like they have to consume more and more wealth concentration remain untouched?
Just one point to emphasize. Draw the attention. Poverty is not created by the poor people. Who created it? System that we developed in the world creates it every day. And we are teaching you how to do it. Strengthen the system. That's the problem. We are not creating the counter system, how to not to create poverty. There are business schools everywhere, and I'm invited to speak in the business schools. I said, I'm here just to tell you that you are doing wrong things. You are creating the businesses to make people poor. You think you are rich? You are rich, but people are poor. They say, what do we do? I said, why don't you? I'm not stopping you because people need it. People, they register you, they pay you, you teach them. All I'm saying, you are teaching every student how to make more money for their company. They will be working with those companies. And your job is to make sure they get lots of money and very successful and get growth with your success. That's your business. I think it's wrong, but I cannot stop. All I'm saying, why don't you create another department or another faculty in your business school? The faculty of social business. Tell young people how to create a business to solve problem, any problem. Environment problem, health problem, any other professional problem, any problem in the world, poverty problem. So that department teaches you to create business to solve problem. One is a faculty which create business to make money for yourself. This is the business to make bring solution to the problem. So just do that. Many universities now, not quite faculty, but creating centers of social business and so on. So offer courses. That's a small beginning, but I'm happy that at least people are listening. Many business schools, starting with HSC in Paris, they are the first one to do that. And it's being now done in many, many business schools. And many universities are doing that, creating social business centers to discuss this, whether it makes sense. It's up to you to decide. Just because somebody said it doesn't mean that it's all truth, nothing but the truth. You debate, discuss, what is the alternative? I go back to my spaceship thing. We have to find a flight path. We have to design a flight path. And these are the elements of that flight path that you have. As a pilot, you have to decide which path you take. Because you are the pilot. There's nobody else around. So we have to do that. So this is where we'll say things are. But microcredit is a kind of a defiance. They're defining microcredit is like this. I said, no. Sorry, they were defining banking is like this. I said, it's the wrong banking. That's making rich people richer. That's the banking you go do that. So we reverse that. We create a banking which helps poor people come out of poverty and become entrepreneurs by themselves. Every recipient of microcredit, which may be a loan for $10, $20, $100, $200, that's about the loan size. But each one of them is entrepreneur. You know, in our textbook, in our discussion, we say, not everybody is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a very special kind of people. 1 in million, 1 in 1,000. They are very special people. I said, that's not true. I'm saying every human being is an entrepreneur. They don't believe it. I said, if you don't, Bangladesh, over 10 million women, illiterate women, taking money, billions of dollars worth of money, paying back everything, starting business, running it very successfully. Not only they run business, not only take money, they own the bank. They own the largest bank in terms of client. The largest bank in the country is owned by poor women. This is their bank. And they do serve themselves. So it's possible. Simply, you bring any criteria to say it is less than a conventional bank in terms of success, in terms of this. It's more successful than any bank in the country, any bank anywhere in the world. So that's why it is spread. So this is the thing that you have to come up with counter ideas. If it is wrong to go in that direction, you reverse it. Probably we'll have a right direction. That's all we did. Thank you.
Yeah. So the idea is focusing on defiance and going against what the bankers are saying. We do the opposite. What the bankers are saying, we do the opposite, essentially. So due to the time constraints, unfortunately, we only have time for one question. If anyone has a question, we'd like to raise your hands. We'd like to give the current generation, the smartest generation, a chance to ask a question from the younger audience. Yes.
I'm Manha Afra, a high school student. You are the founder of Green Bank, Grameen Mobile, and many other successful endeavors. I've come to know that you plan to establish a Grameen University.
Right.
What is your vision regarding this university, and how will you achieve a 3.0 world through it?
Well, thank you. We just began with this university. We keep saying that it will be a social business university. There's a business school and all that. This will be based on social business principles across the faculty, wherever you're teaching. You always bring the social responsibility as a human being. So even if you're in a chemistry department, the chemistry has a social responsibility too. So you always translate your responsibility as a scientist, as a chemist, to play that role. What are the options for you? So everything to be integrated in that. And then help all the students from the university. At the moment, I'm saying half serious. I'm saying this university will never give you any piece of paper called degree. So you learn it and do it. Why do you need a piece of paper? You need a piece of paper because you want a job. Job needs a certificate that you have learned this. So you don't have to demonstrate anything what you have learned. Do it. We support you. We have a whole finance arm of the university so that you can go out and do it. We'll finance you. We create social businesses to implement it, make it happen. That's our job. So you don't look for a certificate. Just look for design. Start designing in every class that you go through. Keep on designing this. By the time you come to the end of the class, at the end of the courses, you can start your thing. You're ready. You're already. Even when you're still a student, you can start your thing. You don't have to wait for some degree or certificate because you're doing it. You felt that this is the right solution. That's all.
So we will close the session here for today. Hopefully we'll be able to have you on, sorry, we have no time. We have no time. I'm sorry. We're unfortunately out of time, but hopefully we'll be able to welcome you back on better occasions.
I look forward to it. Thank you. Thank you. It's useless imagination. No imagination is useless. Imagine the most outlandish imagination that you can have so that you can make it your direction, moving in that. Follow that path to make it happen. What is our imagination about the world today? Do you have a course on that? Does anybody has a course on that? What is our imagination? So sometimes I get so taken up by this idea of imagination. We hold competitions of imagination particularly among young people at the campuses. Imagine the world that you want to create. And that imagination would be so many words or so many pages. You put it down as a competition. Wilder the imagination, better mark you get. And someone out of the thousands participants, someone will get the first prize. Why? Because her or his imagination is so wild and so fancy, so attractive. We chose that competitor the first prize. Encouraging imagination. That imagination, now you exercise, you try your imagination yourself. Just imagine. Write fictions. Only thing I remind, the science fiction is a very known procedure. You do that, you can write your own science fiction. I'm encouraging writing social fiction. Science fiction is known. You do what we do. Science comes, you develop something and get something done by that. But nobody has social fiction. Social fiction is what kind of world as human would like to have together. What will be the interaction with each other? What is it collectively we want for us? What kind of business world, what kind of economic world, what kind of political world? Everything is imagination. You don't have to look at what they do every day. You look what you are thinking in an imaginary world. Because if you imagine, that social system will emerge. Because everybody say, hey, this is a good idea. Let's do it, let's try it. So I'm emphasizing social fiction. What was the imagination that I was trying to let people know? That's what you've shown the book here, World of Three Zeros. That's an imagination, the fiction. But if it touches you, oh, that makes sense to me. It will happen. So don't ignore it if you don't like it. It's okay. If you don't like that world of three zeros, you make a world of 100 zeros, your world of no zeros, whatever you want. But imagine it. Don't just say, this is rubbish. Okay, it's rubbish. But create your imagination. What kind of world you want? The reason I wrote about three zeros, very simple. First part of it is about the civilization that we have on this world today, that we are part of the civilization. As young people, we'll be rebelling against that civilization. That's a natural thing for young people to do. Reject and rebuild. Or start from completely different context. But if you don't do that, you fail in your generational responsibility. You may be best student in the class, you may be very perfect in your professions, but as a generation, you have not delivered where we want to go as humanity. So I came to the conclusion in my first part of the story, the civilization